Welcome back to Valley Life, and welcome back to the Fossil Discovery Center right here in Madera County in Chowchilla. And as you can see behind me, too, the way that this place has been laid out, it is fabulous, both for young kids and old alike. I'm having a ball with this. And let me introduce you to somebody right now that's making a lot of this happen and also putting some of the pieces of the puzzle together. Mr. David Douglas, how are you, sir?
Very good. Very good.
So good to see you. And I'm really intrigued by your job. Your official title, that would be a paleo artist?
I'm not exactly sure. We kind of,
Okay.
Yeah, we come up with a different term. I started in matte and visual effects work for film, and I'm applying those techniques now to the reconstructions of these animals.
Okay.
And it is the greatest thing in the world because the paleontologists have to do all the hard work. They've got to go out into the field and they've got to dig these things up, and they have to make sure that they are transported and everything else. I get to play with the biggest model kit in the world.
Right.
And what I do is about 70% science and about 30% speculation.
Okay.
We, for instance, have absolutely no idea what color these animals were. And I know, for instance, exactly what the color of that peccary, or pretty close to what the color of that wolf might be, by studying the species that exist today.
Okay.
But as far as a giant sloth, or as far as that bear, no idea. So what we try and do is we try to look at the environment. What's the grass like? For instance, a predator will often have a fur color that blends into that background. Okay. And so especially when kids come in and they look at the paintings and they think that they are absolutely canon and that they cannot be changed. And I always tell them, as far as the colors, as far as everything else, they have as much of a chance of getting that right if they really research it as anyone else. And that excites them. And then they can paint purple dinosaurs or do whatever they want. Yes.
Right. Well, one of the beauties of this facility, I mean, when the kids come in and they're in awe and they see, a short-faced bear right here, standing 12 feet tall, that in itself is just ominous, and it's great and it gets them intrigued. But if it's not laid out properly, just walking through the bones, it's just not as stunning. You've been instrumental in getting this room laid out as well.
Yes.
So that when they do walk in, kids, big kids too, just say wow. And more money going into this project is going to make more of these dreams come true. And when everyone walks through, just say, I can't believe this is right here in our backyard.
Well, Terry had the idea of creating kind of an environment in here, and we have the sounds of the animals, and we have all these different things going on. It fills out the space, and in a way, we didn't want people to come in and see cold things. We want them to see these things imbued with life, and that's the brilliant ability of being able to paint these things digitally, is that we can actually adjust these. I can come and talk to the paleontologists, and I have professional scientists who can tell me, and they do, when I've got something wrong.
Right. Well, one of the great points that you made, David, too, is, and I saw you lighting up with the kids earlier, that when the kids come through, you say, look, this isn't an exact science. Yeah. What do you think? What would those colors have been? And that's really fun for them to be interacting as well. And then all of a sudden, you see their wheels turning. That's got to be exciting for you.
The little kids, they know their stuff. They come in here and have these debates about bird hip versus lizard hip dinosaurs and Pleistocene megafauna. And their parents, a lot of times, are surprised that their kids know as much as they do about that subject. I don't know what it is about paleontology, but there is something that people really get excited about. And when they come in here, even the cynical ones, they kind of come in, well, I'm going to check this out. And they come around the corner and they see everything, and boom. Yeah.
Right. And I think, too, what I got to talk with the other scientists about in the back is when you walk in, you're kind of in awe thinking, a lot of these animals walked right here where we're walking right now, and this was a great watering hole like the Serengeti.
Well, a lot of these animals we've always thought were not native to this area, and you've got camels, and you've got saber-toothed cats, and you've got all these huge creatures that lived here, and the river, in effect, came through here, made a bend, and created this almost like the La Brea tar pits, in that it attracted animals, but without the tar. And we have, I think it is the best Pleistocene dig on the West Coast here in Fairmead.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, it's really neat. You never know what's under your feet.
Sure. Well, David, I can tell you love what you do.
Yes, I do. I definitely do.
I love it. Well, folks, I'm telling you what, you got to come in and see what David does, because this is just fabulous. Once you get a view of all this and then realize it's right in our backyard and maybe a quarter mile off of 99, I mean, it's right here. You've got to come check it out. The Fairmead discovery was probably one of the best things that happened in the Central Valley of California in a long time as far as science is concerned. Come check it out. Don't go anywhere. There's more Valley Life coming up right after this.